Hello, my name is Sally Gimmon and I'm the owner of the trustisyou.com, and I want to teach as many U.S. business owners, U.S. people who do 1099 incomers, and also U.S. investors save federal taxes legally. So what I'm going to do today is go over things because I want to make sure you know everything that's going on. Now, the Spendthrift Trust is legal, copywritten in the IRS Tax Code 643B, Bravo, and it will save you so much in taxes, and very few people know about this. The super rich do know about it. This is why I do these lives, to teach as many people as possible. Now, the trust does come from England way back when King Henry VIII, the famous king who was chopping off his wives' heads, he started the Church of England. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went back to the Magna Carta. It came as contract law that came from England to the colonies while we were still part of Britain. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023, before we were a country. Few people realize our current tax code went into effect in February of 1913. Yep, 110 years ago. We've been living with the tax code. It was only supposed to be around for a few years. So the super rich families back then, the Carnegies, the DuPonts, the Kennedys, and the Rockefellers, made sure they could continue to save taxes. You know, when you're rich, you can do what you want. Well, if they can do it, why can't you and I do this? Now, I want to tell you a little bit about my history, but before I do that, let me tell you the 4 ways that the trusts are going to save you money. Number 1, you're going to save federal taxes year after year, generation after generation. Just to give you an idea, the Rockefellers Trust is 7 generations old. They call it the office. And they have almost 400 people under the same EIN, employee identification number. Number 2, you're going to keep your information completely private. If you currently operate in an LLC or an S Corp, that is not private. First off, that is part of your personal taxes. This is taken away from your personal taxes, so we lower your personal taxes with the Spendthrift Trust. And then also, I can go out on a website to the Secretary of State of your state or the Corporation Commission of your state and find out all the information on your LLC. There's a reason why 40% of all trusts are sold every single year. That's a large number. You don't want to be part of that number. The third way it's going to save you money year after year, generation after generation, is it's going to keep you from the old adage from Nelson Rockefeller: own nothing, control everything. Everything's inside the trust, which can't be sued. So then when they try to sue you as an individual, it becomes frivolous and goes away. And then the fourth way that it's going to save you headaches and time and money is you don't have to do the Corporate Transparency Act paperwork for the Treasury Department. If you don't know about the corporate transparency paperwork, please reach out to me. Send me an email at info@thetrustisyou.com, and I'll send you the BOI from the Treasury Department. If you're an established LLC doing business as or corporation, you have until January 1st of 2025 to do the paperwork. If you start a new LLC doing business as or corporation in 2024, you have 30 days to do this. I'm sorry, I lied to you. 90 days to do this. If you don't do the paperwork, guess what? They're going to charge you either $10,000 and or 2 years in jail for not doing paperwork. This is crazy. This is a money grab by the federal government. It's part of the Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2020. Again, all small businesses, if you're in an LLC doing business as or an S Corp, you will have to do the paperwork or be fined and charged. With the Spendthrift Trust, you can ignore that. One of my new clients, who I don't know if you saw my posting about it, he has 14 houses. He had an LLC for each one of his houses. Do you realize he'd have to do that paperwork 14 times because of his LLCs? Yikes! So again, you don't have to do this paperwork. So let me get into this. The business trust is for U.S. business owners and U.S. 1099 income earners. You will save at least 90% on your federal income taxes year after year, generation after generation. And if you live in one of the 43 states that have either state income taxes or personal taxes, if you get everything in the trust, you will save that too. Talk about thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. What would you do if you could save three figures, 4 figures, 5 figures, or even 6 figures in federal taxes? This is your money. You can open a second or third location. You can pay off your mortgage. You can hire a new person to work for you. You can buy a new car. You can put it aside for retirement. This is your money that you could be saving year after year. Now, I'm going to give you some examples of people who are saving money. One of my people has 4 sub shops. I'm cheating because it's behind me. So the 4 sub shops that he has, he's going to be saving $40,122 in 2023. $40,000. What would you do with an extra $40,000? Would you go on a vacation? Would you buy a new car? Well, that's a question for you. Another one of my clients is a business coach. With him doing both group coaching and individual coaching, we are going to save him over $58,000, or we saved, because he was a full year in 2023, $58,726. That's a lot of money. That's more than most people make in a year. So this is his money to do with what he wants. What he started to do is he's becoming a hard money loan lender for people in real estate. I've introduced him to real estate investors who need money. This is an amazing thing. One of my favorite stories, I'm sure you've heard this before, my favorite New York style pizzeria here in the Charlotte area, back in February of 2023, I took my friend Ingrid door knocking. Cold Saturday day. We went to my favorite pizzeria. We got a fantastic white pizza, the best white pizza ever. And we sat there, we chit-chatted for about 2.5 hours. As we got up to leave, Roberto, the owner, said, "Can I have your business card, Sally?" They were just doing their 2022 taxes. They knew they were making about $15,000 a month. That's about $180,000 a year. He and his wife filed jointly in taxes. Now, just to give you an idea, so you know this, there are 7 different layers to taxes, from 10% to 37%. They're at 22%, and there's 4 different ways to file your taxes. So when we took their numbers for 2022, that they were making $180,000 at 90%, they're going to save $27,193. Now, they started this trust at the start of March of 2023. So it wasn't a full year. So what are they going to do with this savings in 2024? They're going to open a 3rd pizzeria, and then in 2025, they're going to open a 4th pizzeria. When they retire in about 15 years, they're going to leave 2 pizzerias to one child, 2 pizzerias to another child. The children will inherit those pizzerias, no inheritance tax, and they too will save 1099 income. An amazing thing. So I'm inviting all U.S. business owners and U.S. 1099 income earners to please reach out to me, set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. I will take you out to NerdWallet, a free site. I'll show you the formula to figure out your taxes, times it by 90%. I'll give you 2 pages of case law that proves to you this trust is legal. The law firm I work on behalf of has been in existence for 75 years. Not a single trust has ever been audited. One trust was examined in 2018 by a senior IRS agent, but he signed off on it. I will also give you 3 articles from Forbes magazine to prove to you this is legal. If your CPA or financial advisor gives you any headache or heartache, tell them a textbook that trust lawyers study in law school is called Scott and Asher on Trust, 5th edition. There are over 1 million attorneys active in the United States. Only 4% of them are trust attorneys. The rest of them don't study trusts. So that's the business trust. The beneficial trust is for U.S. investors. I don't care what kind of investing you do, you're going to save the following taxes. You will no longer pay short-term or long-term capital gains. You will no longer pay, that's in case you sell something at a profit. You will no longer pay interest income. That is if you're a passive investor doing creative financing, seller financing, the BRRRR strategy, if you're doing subject to real estate, if you're doing notes like I am, or if you're a forex investor. Forex investors, I got some bad news for you. You get taxed twice. You get taxed capital gains and you get taxed on interest income. Tomorrow's posting is going to be about somebody who I talked to this week, how much money we're going to be saving them. We're lowering his taxes from 32% down to almost 12%, almost. So think of all this money he's going to be saving. And then there's going to be dividend income. If you're in the stock market, if you're a day trader, if you are doing commodities trading, futures trading, you're going to save dividend income taxes. All these taxes, except for long-term capital gains, are between 10% to 37% on your profits. If you have rental income, I don't care if it's short-term like Airbnb, vacation rentals, or traveling nurses, or if it's $5, $20,